The Davidka was a homemade Israeli mortar used in Safed Jerusalem during the early stages of the 1948 Israeli War of Independence. Its bombs were reported to be extremely loud, but very inaccurate and otherwise of little value beyond terrifying opponents. They proved particularly useful in scaring away both Arab soldiers and civilians. It is nominally classified as a 3-inch mortar, although the bomb was considerably larger. Etymology: the Davidka was named for its inventor, David Lebowitz, although the name also metaphorically evoked the biblical battle of King David and Goliath. In 1948, the defense forces of the State of Israel felt themselves fighting against the giant British-trained and British-led professional Arab Legion, amongst many others, and so they felt the metaphor appropriate. History: the mortar was designed at the Mikveh Israel Agricultural School in Holland in the winter of 1947–1948. It was first used in combat on March 13, 1948, in the attack on the Abu Kabir neighborhood of Jaffa. The greatest victory attributed to the Davidka was the liberation of the citadel, a strong point in the center of Safed, on the night of May 9, 1948. 6 Davidkas were manufactured in all, and 2 were given to each of the Palmach's 3 brigades. One was used by the Yiftach Brigade in the Battle for Safed, and now stands in a square in Safed. Another stands in Jerusalem's Davidka Square, memorializing the Hale Brigade's participation in the Battle for Jerusalem. The Hebrew inscription on the monument is from 2 Kings chapter 19 verse 34, meaning, "For I will defend this city to save it." Characteristics: the secret of the Davidka was its 40 kilograms bomb, which was much larger than the mortar from which it was fired. In conventional mortars, the bomb is inserted into the tube and the entire projectile travels through the tube to gain initial guidance at launch time. The Davidka's tail tube is the only part of the shell which fit inside the launch tube. This contributed to the weapon's notorious inaccuracy, as the shell lacked adequate guidance during the launch phase to acquire aerodynamic stability in the intended direction. It is not a spigot mortar either. In a spigot mortar, the barrel is a guiding rod inserted inside the shell's propellant chamber. The Davidka's propellant chamber fires inside the mortar tube as does a conventional mortar, but the 3-inch caliber of the barrel is much smaller than the caliber of the warhead of the bomb. It is therefore an oversized conventional mortar, where most of the bomb, and especially its center of gravity, remain outside the barrel, an aerodynamically unstable design, which only worked at all because the center of pressure was still within the barrel. The head of the bomb was essentially a large can filled with nails, rocks, or any other material which could be used for shrapnel. This meant that the blast effects of the weapon were completely random and of dubious efficacy as an anti-personnel weapon. It was of no practical value for siege combat or other light artillery purposes, but it made a loud bang. Small pieces of metal and tubes were welded onto the outside of the casing, reducing the weapon's accuracy even further than its already non-aerodynamic design, but contributing greatly to the whistles and shrieks which it made when in flight. The noise was its most important effect, so that anyone attacked by a Davidka mortar would hear the shell seeming to fall very near to them before bursting very loudly, increasing the fear factor. It is said that the Arabs, having been told that many of the designers of America's atomic bomb were Jewish, thought that they were being attacked with atomic weapons. The Davidka was used in the battles for Haifa, Ein Zaytun, Safed and Bidu. According to Palestinian historian Walid Khalidi, the Davidka carried a bomb that weighed 60 pounds, and caused fear and panic when used in built-up areas. Syrian rebels copy. In a May 2013 Al Jazeera video, the first still photo on the title page shows a concept copy of the Davidka made by the Syrian rebels, but with larger wings and an LP tank added to enhance the effect of the high explosive payload.